is Ariel, and welcome to Spirit Animal Sunday. This is our weekly live stream that we do each Sunday night, and that's going to get into some weekly tarot readings and messages that bring through not only the traditional tarot, but our spirit animal guides, guardians, and friends to give us encouragement, messages, and inspiration for the week ahead. I hope that you all are doing wonderful. It's always great to see you back here at the channel, and if you have not yet done so, I always invite you to reach out there, hit that subscribe button, and join the Dragon family. Also, make sure to give it that dragon claw up. Click that like button, let me know you enjoy the content here. If you are interested in a personal reading with me, would like any information regarding the card decks that I use in my sessions, or would like to make a donation to the channel, all the links and information are down in the description box. And if you are joining us during the live stream, you can also use the super chat option to donate as well. I will be opening up the chat after I do the 12 general readings for all of our zodiac signs. 2 personal questions, those come with a $10 minimum donation. So you can, again, use the super chat or use my PayPal me link that you will find in the description box. If you use the PayPal me link, let me or one of my moderators know that you have done that, because we can't see those donations, and I'll make sure that I put you on the list for a personal reading after we finish the general messages. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I've already kind of cleared the space, sprayed some holy water. I apologize right now, I am not burning sage, sweetgrass, and other things because my allergies have been very touchy, and so I've been really careful about, you know, burning stuff that'll kind of set off my allergies, so that's why I'm not burning things. But let's go ahead, and we are going to get into a little bit of our tuning forks. I'm going to start out, let's see, we've got the sun, and I've also got the earth, so let's start with those two. Going to go from the sun to the earth. This is a great grounding energy vibration. All right, guys. And then I'm going to use my angel tuners as well. These have a very high frequency. They're really good for clearing out any like psychic or energetic debris. They're excellent for that. They're also great to use for tuning up your crystals, clearing your gemstones. These work really well for that. And I am very excited tonight that we are right on the verge of Saturn, the ruling planet of Capricorn, and the historical ruler of Aquarius is moving direct tonight starting at 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time. So in just a couple of hours from now, here where I am, you will feel it. This is a great energetic shift for all of us, but especially for my Capricorns and my Aquarius folks. Saturn is also in the sign of Aquarius, and that's going to really start to get some of the wheels moving, and I'm very excited that that's on the way. So let's go ahead. And also we're having our the 1010, you know, portal tonight. There's a lot of good energetic shift that's actually happening this evening, so really excited about that. So guys, tonight's card decks that I'm using are going to be the Divine Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. I will be using, as always, our Arc Animal Tarot for the tarot messages, and I will be using the Spirit of the Animals Oracle by Jody Bergsma for the affirmations for each of the 12 readings we will be doing. So for those of you who are interested in any of those decks, those are the ones that we're going to be using tonight. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. It's a little slow in the chat so far, but thank you to everyone who is already here. We're just going to go ahead and start. I'm starting a little bit early tonight, so that may be why. That's probably why people are used to me starting a little bit later. But they will file in. They will file in. Shall we start? For the folks that are already here, I'm going to give you the choice. We could start with Aries, go through Pisces, or we can start with Libra and end with Virgo, right? Because we are in Libra season. So I'm going to give you all the choice out there. Start with Aries or start with Libra. Let's see what you'll say in the chat. And if nobody says anything, I'm just going to start with Aries. Hey there, Mattia. How are you doing? I think everybody's a little sleepy tonight. It's been a lot. Doesn't matter to me. I'm cooking in the kitchen. Well, that sounds good, Corey. All right, then let's just go ahead and we'll start out. We'll start out with Aries. I'm a little bit sleepy, but I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know, yeah. Friday night. What was it? Yeah, Friday night. I was extremely tired, though. I was not feeling very good at all Friday, but I am doing better. Hi there, Anna. Welcome to the chat. So we're just going to go ahead and, ooh, that sounds delicious, Corianne. I'm coming over. Thank you, MT. Appreciate that. So let's go ahead and we'll start. Yes, yeah, Corey, I've been dealing with that too, like headache, allergy. I really honestly think that's mostly what it is. I know that's what it is. You know, the ragweed is really big popping here right now, and I am more sensitive to that than a lot of our other stuff. So yeah, we can have a bake-off, Corianne. I love to cook too. I love it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to just get your creativity out in the kitchen. It is. All right, so tonight, yes, we'll go ahead and start with Aries. That's what most people are saying. So Aries, I hope you guys are doing fabulous out there. This has been quite the week. We've got so much shifting and moving. So let's see what we've got for you this week in your animal messages. We're going to start out with an oracle. We're going to get one main spirit animal that will be working with you the most this week. So dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see what we have for our beautiful Aries out there. Any messages and intuitions that they need most for their highest good for this week ahead, please. There's one coming up. Oh, I like this one. Very nice. Very nice. The elephant spirit leadership. I also love that we've got, you know, Lord Ganesh in this card, the, you know, elephant-headed deity. He is excellent for breaking through blockages, getting past obstacles, giving you that victory, opening those roads. So Aries, I feel like not only are you stepping into a greater sense of leadership, but some of those blockages, some of those obstacles or hurdles that have been placed in your path before could be breaking down quite a bit this week. I wouldn't hesitate to reach out to Ganesh, one of my favorite folks to work with, absolutely in that spiritual aspect. Always helps to clear the way to greater success. Let's get into your animal tarot for the week. Let's see what we have, please, Spirit, for Aries. Ooh, yeah, there's something big that's coming full circle for you this week. And so we're starting out with the macaw. is the World card. Beautiful beginning, sacred contracts, infinite possibilities. Very interesting because this card, first card that I draw tonight, is our Saturn card. This is the World is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is going direct tonight. And so I feel that this is a very nice synchronicity that's putting you on notice, Aries, that a lot of hurdles, a lot of barriers. Interestingly enough, you're not ruled by Saturn, but I feel like that Saturn effect coming full circle is going to be very meaningful for you. It's really going to wrap up some old endings of things, and it's going to start some new beginnings. You'll especially start to feel this in about a week from now when our Mercury retrograde comes to an end. But I do think it has been a slow and steady process. This is not something that's happened fast. You have the Wolf Spirit, the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like as this, closing of whatever it is that you're shutting down or whatever is coming to an end, the new beginning is a little bit slow to come to birth. It's a little bit slow to come into fruition, and it does require you to look at the details and make a good plan, because the Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy, and so it really does require you, to look through the details, make sure that you're really, mapping things out diligently, because once you get going, you'll get there so much quicker and easier and more successfully if you've done your homework in advance. On our last card, we have the Chimpanzee Spirit, the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of earth energy here for you this week, Aries, so stay grounded, stay determined, and persistent, perseverant. The Two of Pentacles is really a balance card. It is that pentacle energy, so it is the earth balance, and it may have to do very much with finances or work this week. But this is also a card that says if you have been just doing nothing but work and you haven't been enjoying life enough, it's really bringing that work-play balance back into your life. So make sure that with all the serious, earthy kind of energy that's going on this week for you, Aries, make sure to have a little bit of fun too. It's very important. On the bottom, we had that Frog Spirit, that Four of Cups, contemplation, apathy. And so I do feel like there may have been old opportunities that, seemingly or maybe truly passed you by because you were so focused on one certain aspect of your life. And this is encouraging you to look around, Aries. Don't be too completely set on one thing if it's not working out. A classic example of that is somebody keeps telling you, yes, I'm going to call you, yes, we're going to get together, and they just never do, right? And you're so focused on that you're missing the other good people or the other good opportunities around you that you could be taking. So that is something you want to watch for. Don't be a blockage in your own way, right? Because you won't, allow yourself to look at the other golden opportunities that may be presenting themselves. Let's get an affirmation, please, for Aries. Yes, look at that. See the sea otter coming out. Happiness, joy, having more fun, spending more time with good people that have your back and you have theirs. Be the master of playful living, release expectations, and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. So, oof, Aries, very nice week. I think you get a lot done. And you also need to just remember to enjoy life as well, right? That's important, very important for all of us. All right. Let's head on into Taurus next. So Taurus, these are going to be your weekly spirit animal messages and tarot. Let's see what we have got coming up for you. This is going to be starting out with one main spirit animal guide. So dear animal friends, guardians, guides, let's see what we have for our beautiful Taurus folks. Whatever it is that they need to see and hear for their best and highest good. And which one of you wants to come help them out the most? Let's see what we have for you, Taurus. Ooh, look at that. We've got the mountain goat coming out, which of course I love because I am a Capricorn. This is the keyword of reliability. Absolutely. Determination, strength, stubbornness for sure. This is a fellow earth sign. You could be working with a Capricorn this week. Interestingly enough, Saturn is going direct tonight, guys, and we've got that, you know, spirit animal that is ruled by Saturn right here, which is the goat. So I would say, Taurus, you may feel this week, you know, your plans, your goals, things you've been working on, they are coming together. And they are starting to get out of stagnation and start to get into some movement. It may be slow movement, but it's steady, right? And I always say slow, steady movement is better than no movement, right? So I think that this is a time where you may be really digging your hooves in, digging in those heels, really saying, you know what, I'm determined to get up this mountain. I'm determined not to give up. I'm going to embrace my ambitions, my goals, my dreams. I know that they're worthy, and I know that if I don't give up, I will get there. Let's get into your animal tarot for the week, please, for Taurus spirit. Oh, very nice. Really, really, oh, really good. Okay, so we're starting out with the Knight of Cups this week. For you, Taurus, our dolphin spirit, this joy, it's romance, it's, you know, many times love offers, romantic offers, or communication. So you may have something that has to do with the heart moving forward this week, whether it is an actual love connection or relationship, something creative, musical, you know, something that really inspires your heart and soul gets moving this week. Right in the center, I feel like you're very empowered, Taurus. You've got your power card here, the Empress, ruled by Venus. This is a Libra and Taurus card with our cow spirit. So to me, this is just divine, feminine, creative energy. It is that, you know, super goddess. Absolutely. So I feel like this is especially a strong message for my creative Taurians out there. And creativity can take a lot of different forms. So this, you know, of course, these messages are general. Take them as they apply to you. But wow, I feel like you're really getting moving with creating something quite beautiful. And it's really that message of one day at a time with our giraffe spirit, that Eight of Pentacles. It is just take it one day at a time. Don't overthink it. Just do the work. One day, one day, one day, and it all builds up to something really great. That's why you've got that goat spirit on your side this week, Taurus. That's why that's coming through, because you are persevering towards your goals, seeing the bigger picture with this giraffe. That Eight of Pentacles many times can point to those teacher-student dynamics where you're both learning something and teaching something and doing really good work. On the bottom of the deck was the white buffalo, the Ace of Pentacles, guys. So I just feel like you are very blessed in terms of abundance, prosperity, moving towards the direction of manifesting some big things. And the aces are always the hand of spirit coming in to grant you something. And I just have to take this one too, because there was a little bit of that love message right underneath that. On the bottom was the Two of Cups as well, which is those soulmate kind of relationships. So Taurus, this could be a very powerful, progressive, and accomplished sort of week when it comes to work, finance, and love for you. Let's get into an affirmation for Taurus, please. What? Okay. If you just watched the Aries reading, they had the same one, the sea otter, the happiness, right? To me, again, this is that balance of love, good social interactions. I told them it's people that have your back, they have yours. This is very, very happy. Be the master of playful living, release expectations, and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. And yes, Taurus, I would say absolutely. Let the worries go and just do the work. Just do what you're guided to do, what your heart and your head are both, you know, pointing you towards this week. What a beautiful read. Oh, that was a really good one. Let's get into our next sign, guys. All right, we've got Gemini coming up for y'all. So Gemini, these are going to be your weekly messages in the Animal Oracle and Tarot. So this is going to give you just some inspirations and some guidance in your week ahead. Dear animal spirits, guardians, guides, and friends, please let's see what we have for our beautiful Geminis. Anything that they need to see or hear for their highest good this week. And let's start out with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most. Wow. Okay, Gemini. We're getting the goat. Taurus had this as well. So if you have any Taurus in your chart or a Taurus in your life, you may want to watch that reading as well. But I think that a big reason, the first 3 readings already, you're having a lot of Capricorn Saturnine influence is because Saturn, the ruling planet of Capricorn, is moving direct tonight. And I think all of us are going to be feeling it. You're certainly going to be feeling it. The key word on this card is reliability. I would say that Gemini, your message this week is don't get distracted. Keep your eyes on the prize. Don't let the little shiny sparkly things distract you from what you're focused on and what your goals are. This is a definite animal spirit of perseverance, dedication, you know, taking one step at a time, maybe slowly but surely, but definitely getting to their goals, having the bigger picture in mind. So keep all that in your focus this week. Let's see what we have in your animal tarot, please, for Gemini spirit. Wow, it's a beautiful week. Quite beautiful. So first we start out with our Queen of Wands, our Black Panther. That is our fire queen, our Leo energy. So to me, this is about standing up for yourself. It's about going after what you want. It is definitely about embracing that warm, generous, loving heart that you have. It's super creative, really knows its own worth, embracing greater self-confidence, self-esteem. Keywords on this card are intense love of life, determination, and altruism. It's also a very magical card, Gemini. So use your personal charisma, your charm, your magic to get where you want to go this week. Right in the center, we have our seal spirit, the 10 of Cups. So this is a beautiful card of ultimate emotional and spiritual happiness. It really brings through that rainbow of, you know, wishes granted. It's happiness in the home, happiness with your relationships, family connections, etc. Absolutely beautiful. And then going into your third card, we have the owl spirit, the moon. And so that's your major arcana of the week. This is Pisces energy. It's beautiful for intuitive work, psychic work, messages from the divine. Sometimes I would say with this cup energy and with this moon, this Pisces energy, Gemini, you might feel a little bit mystical this week, a little magical this week. Sometimes that might lead to some fuzziness and maybe a little confusion. Keep in mind we're still in our Mercury retrograde this week, but when it comes to doing magical work, when it comes to leaving one state of being for another, this is incredibly empowering and beautiful. That owl spirit also allows you to see through the dark into people's true intentions as well. On the bottom of the deck, we have the bear spirit, our Queen of Pentacles, strong Capricorn energy as well. So I do feel that this is also a week where, you know, you're very spiritual, magical, creative, but I also think that, you know, this is a time when you're very stable, like you're really stabilizing yourself, you're really balancing yourself. So, you know, keep your eyes on your work. You know, this is a great week for work and making sure that you don't give up on what it is you've been striving for. Let's get into an affirmation, please, for Gemini. Yes, independence. And I would say that this is a week that I feel that you're better off mostly doing things kind of on your own rather than getting too involved with other people. So it doesn't mean you can't socialize or be friendly. You know, like I said, use your charm, use your charisma and all that. But I would say it's a really good week for kind of doing things on your own too. You're a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. So yeah, you don't have to go with everything that the crowd says or the popular opinion this week, Gemini, especially if you know that what you're doing is right and true and good. You know, it doesn't matter what other people might be, you know, trying to steer you to do. Very nice read. All right. And here we go, Cancer. I hope you guys are doing awesome out there tonight. These are going to be your weekly spirit animal messages for the week ahead. This is going to include your oracle and animal tarot guidance. So these are going to be those inspirations. Dear spirit animal messengers, guardians, and friends, let's see what we have for our lovely Cancers out there for this week ahead. Anything that they need to hear and see for their best and highest good. And please, let's start out with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most this week. Ooh, we have the Swan coming through. The Swan is one of my favorites, Cancer, because it is a connection with the soul, with beauty, with the arts, with creativity, absolutely connected in especially Celtic lore to music. Music that really comes from the depths of the heart and soul. Nothing light or fluffy really about the Swan, even though they are a little light and fluffy looking. They are very, very deep creatures that go to the core of our spiritual communication and really bring those messages out to others. So this is a beautiful week of aesthetic connection. I would say that the best way to communicate and share with others is by doing it through a very aesthetic, beautiful, creative channel. That's the way I would see this. Gorgeous card to have on your side, wonderful spirit animal to have on your side. Swans are also just very strong. Like they're beautiful and graceful, but they're also extremely strong and resilient. Let's get into your animal tarot, please, Spirit, for Cancer. See what messages we have for this week for them. Ooh, nice. Interesting. Okay, I like this read already. First off, we have the Manta Ray, our Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. This is a card of divine balance, miracles occurring, perfect harmony, and divine energy coming through. I would say if you've been pushing things to any extremes lately, Cancer, it's really time to bring things back into balance. Moderation is really key. And I would always say with the Temperance card, it's a big reminder that you kind of do create your luck by staying in that good balance. It's also a card that reminds you you're stronger than you think. It's a card of resiliency, and we just talked about how strong those swans are. So you do have some very beautiful solid strength this week. Octopus Spirit coming out. One of your power cards, I would say, in the tarot is the King of Cups, because the King of Cups is my Cancer king. Calm, clarity, control over emotions, having compassion for yourself and others, connecting with people who have that sense of loyalty, doing the right thing, very trustworthy, very solid individuals. This is also, to me, a card of wanting to make good decisions from that emotional place, right? And coming from a place, yet again, of balance, because these are both cards of emotional balance and gaining greater stability. There's a huge resurrection this week as well, when you put these into practice. With our whale spirit, our judgment card, that is the card that's ruled by Pluto. It is a higher vibration of the death card. It's after that transition and transformation occurs. That's when you really start to go to the next level and see like a whole new life coming into being. So I would say this is a week of really balancing, grounding, and centering yourself. Remember to come from a place of kindness, compassion for yourself and for others. And also, this is really saying this could be a powerful week of Phoenix rising from the ashes, of something very beautiful being transformed in a positive way. On the bottom, we do have, look at this, our Swan coming up again. So Cancer, you're doubling up the Swan energy this week. We have the white swan and the black swan. I feel like this is really a dynamic between, you know, the masculine, the feminine, the yin, the yang, positive and negative alignments. It really is. It's, you know, the sun and the moon. And so the Nine of Swords to me is those excessive worries, doubts, fears, anxieties, things that rise up in the self-conscious. You know, so this to me is like, you've got to put a lot of these old fears, doubts, and mental patterns and habits to rest. If it's been a really common habit for you to be very negative or be very down on yourself, it's time to really look at the shadow side of you and get into a place where you can really bring some happier energy into your life this week. Let's get into your affirmation. This is definitely a week of rising above old limitations, self-imposed doubts and fears. And we have the Moose card, the Wisdom card, right? The crown that reaches up to the heavens, to divine messages. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. Yeah, so it's time to integrate the wisdom that you already have. Yeah, it's time to start putting that into practice. The knowledge that you've already acquired, things that you already, you know, feel and know for yourself. Absolutely. Beautiful reading with the double swan this week, Cancer. Yes. Yeah, David, I don't know why it's so slow in here tonight. Sometimes I honestly think that when we see this kind of thing, it's because YouTube is not sending out notifications. And I have no control over that. You know, people always get upset. Like, they'll come in and be like, I didn't get a notification. I was like, I don't control this. Like, I can't send a notification. Like, when I go live, it should notify all my subs. But sometimes it just doesn't. Or it picks and chooses. So, yeah, it's very frustrating. These are the things that have made me just, like, really aggravated about the channel lately. I'll just be, you know, I've been totally honest with y'all about that. It drives me up a wall because it's like when there's only like 5 people hanging out and I'm doing all this, it's like, it might be frustrating for you in the chat, but it's much more for me trying to, you know, because it's like I love it when people are here and interacting and talking to each other and donating and all of that good stuff because, you know, that's what kind of keeps this train going. You know, I've said it so many times in my life, and it's just something I've always had to deal with. Yeah, tough career choices, I suppose. Having been a musician, still being a musician, being an astrologer, tarot reader, somebody who teaches a lot, does a lot of that kind of stuff, where you really do rely on your crowd. You really do rely on your audience. And it's frustrating. It is, because we can't control what people do. We can't make them donate. We can't make them come and sit in the seat and take the class. We can't make them do anything. And if they don't, if they just choose not to, the stuff goes away, right? You know, it goes away. I used to do, you know, public classes all the time. And, you know, the numbers were starting to dwindle a little bit, which is normal, you know, for it to come and go up. But then COVID just put that to an end, right? It was just like, okay, you're not doing that anymore. So, you know, but the facts are facts. If people want something to continue, they're gonna literally have to put their money where their mouth is. It's just the way that goes. So, you know, I feel that way about any reader or any channel that I enjoy. When they do lives, I always come in, I drop them at least $5 because I know what they're doing takes a lot of effort, and I don't want them to stop, right? I don't want them to have to stop because they literally have to go get a different kind of job that helps them buy groceries and put a roof over their head. Readers, musicians, creatives, we don't live on oxygen. Hard to test. I know you all think we're fairies and magical princesses, but we have to eat just like everyone else. I'm not just saying this for me. I'm saying this for everybody that has a channel and is doing good work out there and deserves support. It's just, you know, that's my PSA for the night. Now I'll shut up. But I'm going to put that message out there because I've seen a lot of great readers quit. I've seen it in just a couple of years of having this channel, right? And, you know, that's the way it works. Hi there, Mikey. Yeah, I will be doing, see, she didn't get a notification. I guarantee all my people did not get one. So here's Gwen. Yeah, that's what's happened tonight. We have not had, okay, HW, thank you for that. I'm going to put you first on the list tonight on our 10/10 portal evening. Yeah, I think nobody got notified. That's what I think happened tonight, and that's why we have hardly anybody in here. That's just the way it goes. Because YouTube kind of sucks. You know, I'll probably get stricken for that, but they do. They don't promote our videos enough across, you know, people that would be interested in them, and they don't send out notifications half the time when we go live. I don't know why, but it's just, yeah, I just feel like a lot of folks, especially with smaller channels like mine, you know, smaller subscription amounts, you know, we're just fighting against the you know, the algorithm or whatever the heck that mess is, and we have like little to no control over it. We can only do so much. You know, I always put my tags in my stuff and all of that kind of goodness. So, yeah, my husband thinks so too, David. So going into our Leos here tonight, let's see what we have got for you guys. Leo, everybody out there, I love you guys. I love my lions. I love my lionesses. I hope you all have had a great week. This is going to be your spirit animal messages and guidance for the week ahead, folks. We're going to start out with an oracle card. We're going to get one main spirit animal that will be helping you out the most this week. So, dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see what we have for our amazing Leos. Let's see what we've got for them coming through. Ooh, I like this card. I really like the fiery energy that's on this, the rhinoceros spirit. Moderation. And look at that, the number 32 that adds up to the 5, which is the number for Leo. That's beautiful. So to me, not only is the rhinoceros to me about, you know, that moderation, but it's also perseverance. It's a toughness, a strength, a resiliency, sort of a, what's that word, like indomitable, and like an impenetrable wall of protection around you. That's actually kind of what I feel too. Like nobody messes with the rhinoceros, right? Nobody messes with him. So let's get into some messages here, Leo. Let's see what we have got for you. This is awesome. It's a fiery wall of protection around you, Leo. That's what I feel this is coming through with. Take it one step at a time, right? Don't go overboard this week. Ooh, big stuff. Really big stuff, guys. Oh my goodness. We are starting out with the Puffin Spirit, the Fool card. Uranus energy, that's Aquarian energy. This is freedom, liberation, childlike wonder, trust and freedom. Taking a leap of faith here, Leo. Just trusting in divine guidance. That's what I really feel this week. And I think it's interesting. All of your cards this week, all the first three, are the major arcanas. Raven spirit coming in order. The Fool card is our first card of the major arcana. The Raven comes next, the Magician. And so I feel like this could be a week for some of you of big new beginnings, huge new transformations. I feel like you've cleared away a lot of old junk. I'm actually getting a message that a lot of my Leos have, wow, I'm actually seeing people like cleaning their house, moving out of their house, moving from their apartments. There's a feeling of leaving some things behind, throwing a lot of old junk away, clearing the clutter and the baggage. I'm feeling it for, I'm not, you know, it may not be all Leos, but I really feel like that's something that you've either already done or you're doing this week, because brand new stuff is manifesting. Brand new energy is coming in. This is beautiful. Okay, let's see what we got next. Is the Death card. Scorpio energy, Scorpio moth, right? So it's that destruction, but then the resurrection and the rebuilding. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is huge transformations for some of my Leos. I feel like you're really kind of taking that faith, that leap of faith, and moving into something that's really going to transform your lives for the better. And it may be a little bit hard, you know, that destruction cycle that comes with that Death card is never super easy. Y'all have been through some things, but there's a renewal, there's a rebirth assured in that message. On the bottom, look at this. I love it. The Stork card, our Six of Swords. This is moving away from drama, chaos, pain, anguish, sad feelings. Many times this can be a move from the home too. It can be. Because it can literally be that move to a hearth and home and a good time ahead, just better times in general. And I feel like, you know, Leo, I know you love drama, but I can't. Look at this. I'm just going to keep going. Look at the next three that were on the bottom of this deck. I'm just going to show them all to you, Leo. Giving you a little extra here. We've got the Goat Spirit, Six of Pentacles, the Peking Duck, the Sun, which is one of your power cards, your ruling planet, ruling star, and the Hummingbird, the Four of Wands. I'm just saying, I think so much positive is coming out of this. You're going to go towards a place where there's reciprocity and balance, equal give and take. And finally, the Sun is coming out, and you're going to feel so much happier. For my Leos that are moving, you're going to be so much happier where you're going. And you're very protected. You're very protected this week as you do all this. It's a great little reading. Let's get into an affirmation, please, for Leo spirit. All right, the Elephant is coming out, Leo. The card of greatness. Love is your strength, leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. Yeah, I feel like, you know, look at those two. The affirmation and the guide of the week, rhinoceros and elephant, both of them to me just feel so strong and impervious. Like, you know, you just can't get them down. So good. Oh, Gwen, yeah, we started out with Aries tonight. We just went in order. All right, next on to Virgo. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Y'all are awesome. I love my Virgos. So glad to see Gwen in the chat. She's my Virgo moderator. She always does a great job while she's here. So Virgo, these are going to be your weekly spirit animal messages. for the week ahead. And I hope you guys are doing wonderful. We're moving into Saturn going direct tonight. And I think that's good news for especially all of our earth signs, especially. So let's see what we have got. Dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, please let's see what we have for our beautiful Virgos out there. Anything that they need to see or hear for their highest good this week. And please let's start out with one main spirit animal that will be guiding them the strongest. Ooh, Virgo's getting the Swan this week. Very nice, very nice. Cancer had this as their spirit animal of the week as well. And I love the Swan. One of my favorites. It's the only tattoo I have is of a swan on my shoulder, guys. And, you know, I picked that because the swan is connected actually with the harp in Celtic tradition. It is very connected with music, with beauty, with, you know, the depths of the heart and soul. Like really not just, you know, light and fluffy. This is like really bringing, you know, songs and poetry and creative, you know, energy from the deep parts of the soul, from the spirit. So it's a beautiful, strong animal guardian to work with. Absolutely love it. And swans aren't just beautiful, they're also very strong. They're very, very strong beings. So it's a combination of beauty and strength, I think, with that swan, because boy, they look so beautiful and peaceful gliding over the lake. But if you mess with their nest or their territory, they will come for you. You don't play with them. So let's see what we have, Virgo. You might be that this week, you know, a combination of grace. What was that? Grace under fire, right? Grace under pressure. Absolutely. Let's see what we have for you in your animal tarot. Oh, yeah. Well, this is interesting because, you know, Leo had some of this on the underside of their spread. So Virgo, you might be sharing a little bit of energy with Leo this week. First card, Hummingbird Spirit, the Four of Wands. Happy homecomings, soulmate and twin flame connections. Just feeling really good where you live. You know, that's what I also feel. Yeah, rest after labor. You might have been working really hard. So, you know, I would say too, connecting this with the spirit of beauty that comes from the swan, this could be a real week of beautifying the home for you, Virgo. Even if it's just to move the furniture around or, you know, bring a new piece of art or something into the house that just gives it a good feeling, gives it a nice good focus or shift. Not a bad idea. Right in the center, we've got the Peking duck, the sun card. Both very positive cards here, Virgo. This is about really the sun coming out, positivity coming through after some tough times, and, you know, positive results following your hard work. It's a great, great card. Again, strong Leo energy with that one. And we also have our goat spirit, the Six of Pentacles, guys. And Saturn, like I said, is going direct this week. We've had a lot of goats popping up into all these readings because we're all going to be feeling this. We're coming out of stagnation. Our plans, our goals, our ambitions are paying off. The things we've been working hard for are paying off. Don't give up. That's what I really feel always with the goat spirit. And the Six of Pentacles is that equal give and take. Because Virgo, you are one of those signs that tends to just give and give and give. This is Spirit reminding you that it's important for you to receive love and support in return. There is nothing wrong with needing or wanting that. On the bottom, look at this hyena, the Ten of Swords. So I feel like this is the end of difficult times coming full circle. Old betrayals, deep wounds, things that have really stung or stabbed you in the back in the past, you know, finally kind of being laid to rest. this is just a good card because it's always that end of some really difficult cycle that you've been through. It's a card of healing, a card of recovery. Sometimes letting those old things go can kind of hurt a little bit, but it's also like relief, right? Finally got that done. Let's get an affirmation, please, for our Virgos out there. Our little sea otter has been coming up a lot this week, guys. Our little sea otter of happiness, because I feel like you need more of that. We've just, a lot of people are really heavy right now, and I get it. Like I battle with it myself, right? You know, this is just really like, I feel like a lot of the messages coming up into these reads are like, literally like, lighten up. Don't take things so serious. Don't let things get you down too hard. Be the master of playful living. Release your expectations and enjoy each day, each moment. Let the worries go. That's a big one for Virgo. And instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Yeah. Because it's tough, guys. You know, it's like, I'm all about, you know, bringing up the positive vibes, you know, but we got to acknowledge sometimes that things are just tough. They are. And so it's not that you don't want to acknowledge that, but try not to let it sink you down, because when you get really sunk down into that, you can't get a lot done. That's the thing. That's the trade-off. You know, it's good to be realistic and acknowledge where things are heavy and tough, and they need effort to be worked on, but you also got to really focus on some positivity to, you know, create the balance so that you don't sink down into that feeling of despair. It's very important. I think that's why our little happy sea otter is coming into these readings a lot tonight. Oh my goodness. Libra, we're up for you next. Happy birthday to all my Libras who have either celebrated a birthday recently or will be celebrating one in this next couple weeks. I hope you all are doing awesome. Let's get into your weekly spirit animal reading. Dear spirit animal, guardians, guides, and friends, please let's see what we have for our beautiful Libras tonight. Anything they need to hear and see for their highest good. And please let's see a main spirit guide that will be helping them out the most for this week ahead. Ooh, get your teeth on, Libra. We got the shark spirit coming out for you. Very powerful, very nice. Purpose, yes, purpose, power, intuition, being that, you know, gentle leader that has a lot of strength, a lot of power, a lot of influence, but is also very gentle. I love the shark. I've always loved sharks my whole life. They're just a really amazing being to me. Funny enough, just last night before I went to bed, I saw this video. There's a couple good ones out there, but this was one about a guy who had made friends with a tiger shark, and, you know, had been working with this shark for forever, like years and years, like 20 years, something crazy like that. And he had removed like hooks and things, you know, that got stuck in the shark's nose or mouth. And so he really just built this bond up with this female tiger shark. And so every time he would go down, you know, into the water where she, you know, lived, she'd always come up to him and want to be petted and just very, very affectionate. And so he said, you know, they had to take a break from diving for a year because of the COVID. And so when they came back and they were able to start diving again, he said as soon as he went down, she saw him, and it was like she swam right back on up, and it was like asking him for snuggles again. I was like, oh my word. So sharks are amazing. They really, really are. But this is, I think, a strong spirit animal to work with for you this week, Libra. You can be gentle, you can be solid, but don't forget, you know, people do respect you because you can use those teeth and your strength when you need to. Let's get into a tarot reading. We've got our animal tarot here. Dear Spirit, let's see what we have for Libra. Nice. I feel like this is, ooh, a very sharp, very incisive week for you. Oh my goodness. Starting out with the Hawk Spirit, Libra, Ace of Swords, cutting through the confusion, the cloudiness, the fog. We've got conquest, clear vision, and discernment coming through. This to me is your energy, because the swords are air energy. Libra, you are an air sign. And so I really do feel that you are cutting through a lot of things that have really kept you either down or in the dark. Victory, success, triumph coming out here for you. And, you know, the hawk brings that extra message of being able to kind of see the bigger picture, see into the future, see, you know, from a far way off what's coming and how, you know, your work now will determine effects later. I also get this from here. Giraffe spirit, absolutely seeing the bigger picture from up high, right? Being able to kind of survey all around you. We have the Eight of Pentacles, so this definitely hooks into something about your work life, your finances. Libra, I would say this is a message of take it one day at a time. Saturn is moving direct in the sign of Aquarius tonight, and so this is going forward in an air sign, which is going to create this very nice trine to your sign over its course of motion. And it's going to help you build things. It's going to help you manifest and realize some of those goals and dreams, even if things haven't worked out in the past. Keep looking around. Look at the big picture. Don't get too focused on little things that aren't working or things that have been, you know, frustrating and annoying. Look at the whole. Look at the whole. Take it one day at a time. The Eight of Pentacles is really doing that good, steady, concentrated work. It's definitely a card of teaching and learning as well. You may be the teacher, you may be the student, or both at the same time. Going into our next card. Yeah, look at this. Queen of Swords, my darlings. Libra. This is one of your big power cards in the tarot. This is our Libra Queen. I love that this is all coming together, you know, with that shark spirit, because I feel that same kind of attitude and energy pouring through these cards. And so to me, you know, this Queen of Swords is really making those choices to cut difficult people, time wasters, narcissists, energy thieves, anybody that's not for our best out of our life. It is also that ability to examine your own self, face down your shadow side, and start to remove old limiting thoughts, beliefs, doubts, things that you've been telling yourself for a long time, because these are all energies of the mind, of the air, of our thoughts. On the bottom, look at this. We have our Wheel of Fortune, the bee spirit. So work with your community, work together as a team or as a little hive. But this is, to me, like things are coming out of stagnation. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is going direct next week on the 17th. So we've got some really big planets on the move this month. I would say that if you're not feeling it this week, next week you're going to feel it for sure. But this is a lot of powerful stuff moving in your favor, coming out of, you know, those holding patterns, those stagnation, you know, trips that we've been on. And I really feel like you're embracing your own personal power, and not backing down to people that have maybe not treated you so well in the past. Really cutting through a lot of excess baggage. And sometimes that baggage can be nasty people in our life that are not good for us. So let's get an affirmation on this very strong week for Libra, please. Yeah, I feel like, you know, the prosperity is in there, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out at the end, and our frog spirit of prosperity is coming here too. You know, and the frog brings that double message of cleansing. and detox. And there's both of that. It's like embracing your strength, detoxing your social circle, and keeping your eyes on the bigger picture, clearing up the clutter, clearing up the baggage, and allowing room for this prosperity and abundance to come in. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy, abundance, and good fortune await you. Ah, what a great reading. What a good one for you, Libra. I love it. That's a nice, nice, nice read. Felt very clear. All right. Second half. We already got into the second half. Libra's the beginning of the second half. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what we've got for you guys coming out in your spirit animal reading. I almost thought I saw something flying by the window there. Caught my attention. Maybe it's the spirit of the scorpion coming around. All right, Scorpio. These are going to be your weekly animal messages in the tarot and oracle. Let's see what we have going on for you. Dear animal spirits, guardians, guides, and friends, please let's see what we have for our beautiful Scorpios. Anything that they most need to see for their highest good. And let's start with the one main spirit animal guide that will be helping them out the most for this week ahead. I like it. Yeah. This to me is a really strong card. The hyena spirit, and it's the message of fear, right? This can be a huge card that really says you're looking this week at this feeling of, you know, scarcity or lack, and working to balance those two things within yourself. Because on one side you have the fear of not having enough. On the other side, it's like, here's what I really want to embrace and embody. So it's really one of those things of staring down your fears, facing the shadow side of yourself so that you can get to that more positive, prosperous mindset and energy. It's such a strong, like, this is a Scorpio card if there ever was one, because, you know, Scorpios are very black and white. They don't have a lot of middle. It's kind of like they can be very like all or nothing. And this card shows that, right? It really shows those two extremes, the everything and the nothing, right? Times of, you know, what's the word? Famine, or drought, right? When things just aren't happening, and then it shows everything over here just flourishing and thriving. So Scorpio, you may be really working through some of that, and that hyena spirit can really help you, this week, navigating through those balances. Very strong message to start out already. Let's get into your animal tarot, Scorpio. Let's see what messages are coming up to support this. Wow. Ooh, yeah. There's definitely facing down some shadow side stuff. Some shadow work is coming up this week, Scorpio. I feel like a lot of good things, though, are coming full circle. And you may be letting go of an old cycle that wasn't for your best to embrace something much happier and much better. The World card is a card of completions, like ultimate completions. It's the last card in the major arcana. It is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is going direct tonight. Pluto, your ruling planet, went direct last week. So this is really a powerful time for you of completions and new things coming to fruition. Next card out is going to be the Lion card, the Strength. And so to me, this is reminding you to have courage. Don't give up. You're stronger than you know, Scorpio. And so this is a week that takes some perseverance, because, you know, the Strength is ruled by Leo. It's very sunny. It's very positive. It's all about balancing those two sides of ourselves, our spiritual and, you know, energy within, and our physical manifestation outside. Then we have our Black Swan. There's nothing like this for facing down the shadow self, the Nine of Swords, and dealing with any anxieties, fears, doubts, and worries that you have. That's why I think that hyena spirit's coming out to really help you out with that, you know, balancing that worries maybe about scarcity, not having enough, you know, making sure that you are well supplied. Those are all coming to the surface this week, Scorpio. It's time to look at those. You also have on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Seven of Swords, the Weasel spirit. So for some of you, not all. For some of you, I'm feeling though that you might be a little concerned about, is there someone in my circle that I can't quite trust? Scorpio, I will say that that is something that you as a sign do go through frequently. You know, you get a little suspicious, you get a little paranoid, especially if somebody doesn't seem quite right to you, because you are a master of, you know, observation. Like, you really can kind of see when something or someone is off. And, you know, this can definitely be that secrecy, people that wear masks. So you really do want to make sure that you don't have anyone like that in your circle. But if you don't, it's time to really let go of some of those old fears and worries. This is some intense energy, guys. Let's get into an affirmation, please, for my Scorpios. Yes, absolutely on your side is the owl. The owl spirit. To me, the owl is a great connection to Scorpio anyway, because you guys see through the dark, right? They see through the dark. Keyword of magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner wisdom. You can see through deception. Look at that, Scorpio. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. This is a powerful transforming week. Oh my goodness, Scorpio. I think anything or anyone that might be trying to deceive you, you're going to see right through it. You don't need to worry. You'll have this on your side. The powers of perception and clarity. And it is time to kind of let some of those old worries and fears of scarcity or lack go, because it's time to let something so much better in. That's a powerful reading. All right, guys. Thank you so much for that donation, Tasha. Is that also for a question? Let me know, and I'll put you on the list. I've already got one person on, so if I do, you'd be second. Go ahead and shuffle these up real good for our next sign. Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great this week. This is going to be your spirit animal messages through the oracle and the tarot for what's coming up for this week ahead for you guys. We do have some great energy next week coming up. Jupiter, your ruling planet, will be going direct, so we do have some great stuff happening astrologically as well for you. Dear animal spirits, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see what we have for our beautiful Sagittarians. Anything that they need to know for their highest and best good. And let's start out with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most for this week ahead, please. I like that. That's a beautiful card too. I just love that energy. The Deer card coming out here, Sagittarius. Oh, power. Just pure power in that card. Look at that. I feel like there's so much going on in the imagery of this card. To me, the Deer spirit is power. It is strength. It is also agility. It is flexibility. it's gentleness, right? Using that sort of gentle side of yourself as well. It's a sense of direction. It's a beautiful spirit. It's definitely a very feminine, it's a feminine energy to me. So it's calling you really to embrace that softer, more intuitive goddess energy this week. No matter, you know, how you align, this is calling you to use more of that feminine side of yourself. Let's get into the animal tarot for you. Let's see what we have coming up for this week ahead for Sagittarius, please. Yeah, these are, oh, this is a strong read. Yep, I definitely can feel this. All right, starting out with the rhinoceros spirit, the King of Pentacles, power, wealth, ruthlessness, right? Getting where you want to go. And it's interesting that the first keyword on this card was power. And the keyword on the deer card is power as well. So I would say this is a double up message for you, Sagittarius, to embrace your personal power, your personal strength, and tenacity, right? The rhinoceros feels very tenacious. It's just like, you will not mess with me. I will get where I'm going. I'm very strong. I'm very rooted. I'm very grounded, very stable. And our King of Pentacles is that energy, is Taurus. It's a Taurus card. So it is about, you know, doing that hard work, but also enjoying, you know, the result of that hard work. I do feel like this is a week where you might be mourning some things or kind of grieving the loss of a few different elements of your life. We've got that manatee spirit with the Five of Cups. So this is that energy of, you know, some of my cups got knocked over, but guess what? A couple of them are still standing. So if you are grieving something or, you know, kind of mourning a loss here, Sagittarius, allow yourself to do that, but then turn your focus to the things that are still working, because there will be better times ahead. Going into the third card, we have our white peacock spirit, the Nine of Pentacles. So that earthy, grounded energy is very strong. For my Sagittarians who may be entrepreneurs, you know, small business owners, or, you know, self-employed, this is an extra strong card. But even if you're not, that Nine of Pentacles is so beautiful. It really points to, you know, you going in the direction that you want to be in. It really points to greater prosperity, greater abundance. With the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you're very actively working on manifesting something. And I feel like, you know, your effort will be paying off, whether this week or next, but I feel like it's coming, because look at what we've got on the bottom of the deck. Is the bee spirit, the Wheel of Fortune, ruled by your ruling planet, Jupiter. And like I said, Jupiter will be moving direct next week on Sunday the 17th in the sign of Aquarius. That's a very positive movement forward for you. Your ruling planet's been retrograde for about 5 months, Sagittarius. So you've been in a little bit of a hibernation, a little bit of a stagnant, you know, period of time during those months. So it's going to go direct. Things are going to come out of stagnation. The wheel starts moving forward in your favor. You're going to start feeling a lot better. And I feel like your lucky cycles are going to come back into a more active kind of place. Let's get into an affirmation for you here. Might be a real money week for some of my Sagittarians. I really feel that. Could also be taking a new job, you know, something that's going to start you in a new positive direction. And look at that. Orca whale coming out as your affirmation spirit with the keyword of adventure, which I know Sagittarians, they love those kind of keywords. Journey, travel, adventure, that's definitely your forte. Dare to do things differently, sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams. Sagittarius, this is so for you. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You're more powerful than you know. You had 2 cards with the keyword of power on them, and this is also saying you're more powerful than you know. So embrace your personal power and strength. Don't be afraid to be different this week. Be your fabulous little weird selves out there, Sagittarians. You're going to rock it. I love this reading. Oh my goodness. And look what was on the bottom. We had the rhinoceros in that reading. We had the rhinoceros on the bottom of the first oracle deck. Nice synchronicity there. Very indomitable spirit this week. All right. Capricorn. Capricorn. You know, it's an exciting night for Capricorns. In only about another hour, our ruling planet is going direct, guys. All my goaties. Let's get a party started. 5 months it's been retrograde. We're going into 7 months of forward motion. We're going to get a lot done during that time. Absolutely. So Capricorn, this is your weekly messages in your tarot and animal oracle. We're going to see what kind of energies are coming through for you. And we already know that they're pretty good. Your spirit has been showing up in a lot of the other readings tonight, Capricorn. We've had a lot of goat cards popping up in other people's readings because I think everyone's going to be feeling the forward motion of your ruling planet Saturn finally coming out of hibernation. So dear animal spirits, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see what we have for our fabulous Capricorns. What have we got for them for their highest and best good this week? And let's start with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most. Ooh, I'm liking it, Capricorn. We've got the Raven spirit. I love the Raven. The Raven is the magician, the creator of worlds. Absolutely awesome. I love to see this. And this also says news. News, communication. You might be getting some information this week coming in. But Capricorn, what I really feel with the Raven is that there's a pure energy of power and magic coming through with and for you this week. I feel like you're going to be clearing the decks for new energy, working towards manifesting a lot of those goals, and creating what you want to see coming through next. Very, very cool. Let's get into some tarot for you, your animal tarot. Let's see what we got for Capricorn, please, Spirit. Can't help but be reminded of Edgar Allan Poe. Quote the Raven. I was born on the same day as him. He was a Capricorn too. Nice. Yeah, this is a week of definite movement for my goats. I like it. Look at this. Starting out with our seal card, the 10 of Cups, Capricorn. So I really do feel, you know, that Raven spirit, that energy of manifestation and creation, it really is bringing through, you know, the ultimate wishes, hopes, and dreams here. This is not little stuff. This is big wishes and hopes and dreams. This is happiness in the home, happiness with your family members, you know, good love connections, just feeling that, you know, contentment in your heart and your soul. That's what comes through with this 10 of Cups. Right in the center, though, check it out. We've got Snake Spirit, the Tower. The Tower is Mars energy. That's why I said there's a whole lot of shaking going on this week, Capricorn. You've really got some things to move around and to change around. And your foundation is what actually might be kind of shifting. Don't be afraid of it. I know, Capricorn, you're such a foundational sign. You love things to be stable, predictable, and reliable. You don't generally like it when the wall starts shaking. It's like, oh, Capricorns don't like earthquakes. We're like, oh no. So to me, this is saying that this tower, these experiences don't have to be taken in a negative way. Don't be afraid to start throwing out old things that you don't need anymore, shedding off the skin, just like that snake. You're going to feel so refreshed, so much more alive. You'll have so much more power as this week progresses and going into the future, because with Saturn changing, yes, your foundation, it can shake up some for sure. There's just no getting around it, but it could be a very positive experience in the outcome. And I do feel like it will be. Oh yeah, no, I hear you, David. He's one of our Capricorns in the chat here. Yes, and yes, Capricorns can tend to be hoarders. We tend to like to hold on to things. That's just Earth signs. That's just Earth signs. It really is. But going into our third card, we've got the horse spirit coming in with the Chariot. The Chariot is Cancer energy, and yes, that does deal with the home, amongst other things. Yes, so I would say Capricorn, in order to get some of these really beautiful and powerful, you know, outcomes and manifestations of happiness and joy and greater contentment, it's really time to shake up the foundation a little bit. It might be time to clean out the closets, you know, emotionally, literally, metaphorically, right? You know, it's sort of this cleaning things out, making sure your foundation is strong enough to last. But yeah, there's definite movement. You know, it could be for some of you a move from the home or thinking about that. But mostly the Chariot really says that there's a huge balance coming in. You notice, of course, always in the Chariot card, we've got the light horse and the dark horse. And these are our balance, the yin and yang, masculine and feminine, sun and moon, right? And so this is all about coming back to a personal balance of our subconscious emotions so that those emotions lead us forward with power, strength, and accuracy rather than just running us all over the place when our emotions are kind of a mess, right? Because a horse that doesn't know where it's going can be a wreck. It can be really dangerous. But there's that Chariot. Travel, victory, your power's coming through. Don't be afraid of your own transformation this week, Capricorn. Don't be afraid of it, because, you know, that raven, it can be a little bit of that Scorpio energy where it's like it destroys the old to make way for the new. And it is such a master magician, shaman, manifester. I love it on the bottom. We have the Black Panther, the Queen of Wands, Leo energy, very, very strong. Intense love of life, determination, and altruism. I would also say that this is a card of magic and manifestation, you guys. So, you know, we got that beautiful raven, we got this beautiful Black Panther. To me, this is use your heart, use your creativity, use your personal magic, your personal mojo, whatever that is for you. Look at the next cards coming out, Capricorn. I'm going to give you a few extras just because Saturn's moving direct tonight. Look at that. We got the Bear Spirit, Queen of Pentacles. That's actually one of your Capricorn power cards. So I feel like this is really you making good choices with your finances. You're really planting some things. And look what's coming out, Capricorn. White Buffalo, Ace of Pentacles, Spirit granting you something very solid, very stable and strong. For some of my Capricorns, this could be a new job coming in. This could be a promotion or a raise. It could just be the business or the work that you've been doing for a long time really paying off in a big, big way. Starting to see, you know, the tangibles, right? The tangible results of all your effort and hard work. And you, with these two queens, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, this is fire and this is earth. So this is passion, this is fire, this is your love, this is your heart. Our Queen of Wands energy, you know, she gives generously from the heart because she knows she's always got more where that comes from. She's not afraid to give because she knows that she is just this divine channel of prosperity and abundance. And the Queen of Pentacles makes very good, you know, business decisions, financial decisions, and she is very protective of the home, the family, and the hearth. What a great read. I love these tonight. I can't wait. Saturn direct, Jupiter direct next week. Woo! Mercury direct the day after Jupiter direct. We've got all these things that are going to be coming out of this stagnant holding energy. Let's get an affirmation for Capricorn, please. The humpback whale, guys. The singer of the soul. I tell you, use your voice, Capricorn. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. That's right. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. Yeah, you're going to get there. This is very strong cards, but I think it's time to shake up the foundation just a little bit. Yeah, shake it up just a little bit, but you're going to get to some good things. Quote the Raven. Old Ed, he was hanging out in Baltimore. You know that there, David. He was a moody, broody, melancholy Baltimore goat. And here I am doing this reading and I'm missing all the troll fun over here. Y'all are hitting people with hammers. That's great. That's funny. That's all right. You know, I feel encouraged when I get just good old-fashioned trolls because, you know, at least YouTube is promoting my channel enough to where they're seeing it, okay? I'd really prefer it to see, like, you know, to have, like, good people come in, but they'll come in too, you know. But yeah, that's you know, like, I mean, if you aren't doing anything worth being looked at, they're not going to show up at all anyway, you know. So I figure it's pretty good. And it kind of, you know, it kind of gives us something to, you know, fun to play with a little bit too. Frank Wonder. Okay. He said something stupid. That's funny. Y'all are hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just reading through some of it. All right, guys. Let's get into Aquarius next. And then, you know, Aquarius, I'm going to say y'all are having a really good couple weeks coming up here too. You are, because Saturn and Jupiter both are going to be moving into the sign of Aquarius. Saturn is doing that tonight. Jupiter's doing that next week. Both are in your sign. Saturn is your historical ruler. Uranus is your current ruler. But before the discovery of that planet, you were also ruled by Saturn. Aquarius and Capricorn have a historical astrological alignment because of that. So, you know, those Saturnine movements are also important for you as well as for them. And that the fact it's in your sign is going to be very, very positive for you. I have no doubt. So let's get into your spirit animal reading. That is going to be for this week, guys. This is going to be getting into your animal oracle and tarot. Let's see what we have got, please. Spirit for Aquarius. All of our animal guardians and friends. Let's see what you have for them for their best and highest good for this week ahead. And let's start out with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most this week. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. We've got the seahorse spirit coming in. Message of equality. I love that because, you know, that is the thing about seahorses. They take equal turns taking care of the young seahorses, watching over the you know, over them before they're hatched. It's, you know, they're very equal. Equal give and take in their relationship dynamics. It's very interesting. So this is definitely a week, Aquarius, of being equal, balanced, and fair. If people haven't been the fairest with you, it's time to ask for that, or move on from that if they're not giving you what you need in that respect. But it's like, you know, this is really equal give and take. It's like, be fair to the people that you love as well as yourself, right? You know, and if they're putting in a lot of effort into your life or into your relationship, don't hesitate to give back and reach back. Very nice card. Beautiful energy there. Let's get into your animal tarot this week, Aquarius. Let's see what we have for you. Oh my goodness. I feel like, ooh, I mean, this is a powerful week, y'all. Holy cow. Let's start out. We're starting out with the Death card. So I feel like there's someone or something in your life that hasn't been maybe the greatest. And it's kind of like the Scorpio energy. This is coming up as really, it's like, you know, the negative side of Scorpio is very manipulative. It's really power hungry. It likes to control things from behind the scenes a lot. But this is a card of transition, transformation, death, and rebirth. So there could be something that you've really got to release, something that you got to let go. And I think what that you're letting go is actually someone or some situation that's really negative for you. You know, we had that card of equality come out. And so, you know, this could be any relationship dynamic, whether it's a friend, family member, romantic partner, work, co-worker. So watch for that, Aquarius. You know, watch for this, because to me, when I see these two, Seven of Swords, which is our little sneaky, you know, ne'er-do-well of the tarot, you know, with this Death card, I feel like you're ready to remove someone or something from your life that really hasn't been very honest. Like, they wear a lot of masks and they don't really tell you what their real motives are sometimes. Could be some real potential like power struggles. But I feel like you're going to come out of it really strongly. We've got the Lion spirit here, the Strength card, very strong Leo energy, very heart ruled. I do feel like you're going to overcome it. You could be dealing with either a Scorpio or a Leo this week. But mostly what I feel is that there's someone or something that isn't the most honest and above board. And you're going to have to, you know, kind of excise that from your life, or it sort of symbolically dies and goes away. And then, you know, this greater strength comes out in you. And it's tough, right? Courage isn't courage unless you're facing down something that is a little scary or intimidating. So that Leo energy is very positive for this, right? I do feel like you're going to overcome it, though. You know, this is mind over matter. Love wins the day. If you're coming from a place of love and heart, you're going to come out of this. Another reason I feel like this is going to be a very positive week for you in the long run, even if it's a little challenging in the beginning, is the Polar Bear Spirit. The Star card is on the bottom of the deck, and this is your own power card. This is the Aquarius card. It's also one of the most powerful and positive cards of the tarot. It really is. It's absolutely beautiful. So healing, hope, gifts from spirit, overcoming difficult times, light at the end of the tunnel, to me, is always what comes out with that Star card. So I feel like there's going to be, you know, you've got 3 major arcana in your reading this week. So I feel like you're really going to be overcoming something that was very difficult. You may have to call some people out on their BS straight up. You might really have to do it. You know, especially if they start pulling any sort of weird shenanigans or doing something that's really shady or kind of crappy to you or someone around you. You might have to roar at them. I'm just putting that out there, Aquarius. Let's get an affirmation on this for you. Yes. Look at that double bear spirit. We got 2 bears for you here, the grizzly and the polar. So you know what? This to me is a definite week of power here. Using your power and your strength, Aquarius. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up and I will succeed. Like I said, love wins the day, right? And I love that it says love and gentleness are your real strength, right? So it's sort of like that's where you really are coming from. But sure, sometimes when someone goes over the line or they're not treating you right or treating somebody you care about right, maybe they're being really negative at work or on the job, maybe it's a negative member of the family, etc. Like, you can put your foot down. You don't have to do it in any mean way, right? You don't have to be nasty. But I'll tell you, the 2 bears and the lion, Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. I mean, you know, people will listen when you put your foot down. They will. Because it's like, oh, I'm not messing with that bear. I'm not messing with that lion. You know? And I also get a feeling, Aquarius, because bears, you know, they take those hibernation breaks, right? And we're kind of coming out of hibernation energetically, planetarily. People that might have been really used to you always being very easygoing about everything, they might have made the mistake of thinking you're a pushover. And then you kind of wake up from your little bear nap and it's just like, you know, they're like, whoa, okay. I realized, you know, I stepped over the line with Aquarius. Pretty powerful week. Don't be afraid to embrace your strength and step into your personal power. You got a lot of love on your side and it's going to win the day. All right, we are wrapping up the 12 signs tonight with our Pisces, our fishy fishies. I hope you guys are doing wonderful tonight. Hope it's been a good week. These are going to be your spirit animal messages for the week ahead. Let's see what we have for Pisces. Dear animal spirits, guardians, guides, and friends. Let's see what you've got for our gorgeous Pisces out there. Anything for their highest and best good. And please let's see what we have coming up for them as their main spirit guide that will be helping them out the most this week. Nice. Okay. Who was it that had this? Sagittarius also had this. Yeah, the deer spirit. So power is coming through here, Pisces. And to me, this deer spirit is very strong feminine power. I'm really getting that from this card. It is so beautiful. And I really, when I think of the deer, I do think of power, strength, agility, grace, a sort of gentleness, right? It's like they have strength, but they have such a gentle, you know, graceful sort of touch around it. And it's really a gateway spirit. It really is. In the Celtic tradition, the deer, the stag, they're all really connected to that, you know, going through a portal. And today is our 1010. We are going through this energetic portal of, you know, abundance and prosperity. So let's see what we've got coming in with your tarot here, Pisces. Oh, the bunny. Ooh, very powerful reading indeed. Okay, so Pisces, the rabbit spirit, comes up first with the Seven of Pentacles, reaping what you sow, constancy, perseverance, and perspective. So this to me is that classic card of weeding your garden, cultivating what you're growing, working towards manifesting those goals. I also love that you got the rabbit spirit because in the Chinese lunar astrology, the year of the rabbit, the sign of the rabbit is connected to the Western sign of Pisces, right? It's definitely connected. So to me, that's a very empowering energy indeed. You know, people might think of the rabbit as being, you know, just this gentle, soft, you know, pushover little creature, but oh, they're not. They're smart, they're cunning, they're crafty. They're a lot like the deer. They're a lot like the deer. I have bunnies, as a lot of you know. I have 3 rabbits, and I absolutely adore them. They are just wonderful. But it's interesting that deer and rabbits are both called bucks and does. The male and female are called the bucks and the does. And so, you know, there's a real similarity of energy. They're gentle, but very agile. They're both vegetarians. It's just, there's a real interesting connection between the deer and the rabbit. So that's coming through very strongly. Your next card up is the 8 of Swords. Yeah, 8 of Swords, the woodpecker spirit. So to me, Pisces, this could be a week. It's really important to not get into your head. Don't give in to your thoughts, fears, worries, doubts, anxieties, because the 8 of Swords is that, you know, it's that self-imposed prison, especially one that we created out of our own mind. And so this is saying, you know, it's time for a fresh new perspective. It's time to break free of negative or self-limiting thoughts. Nobody can do that for you but you. So, you know, do whatever you need to do when, you know, you need to give yourself a good positive affirmation. You may want to write down positive thoughts or things that kind of bring you back to center. If you start to get kind of down, it's like, just remember this, Pisces. Come back to this understanding. Come back to this core value. It's going to help you get through the hard times. And again, like I said, do the maintenance one day at a time. The Seven of Pentacles builds energy over the course of time. Going into our last card here, I love it because we've got our Nautilus spirit, the Ace of Cups. That is such a great card for Pisces because not only is it an ace, which is the hand of spirit granting us a gift, but it is the cup suit, which is your water sign. So your sign is represented within this, and it brings through those beautiful manifestations and gifts that are about, you know, your emotional and spiritual well-being and contentment. So I feel like true emotional bliss and happiness are certainly within reach. On the bottom, look at this. We've got the Hawk spirit, the Ace of Swords. So I really do feel that, you know, spirit is helping to balance both your emotions and your thoughts this week, Pisces. That's the big strength that comes out, because the Ace of Swords to me is always that energy of Archangel Michael. Cuts through negativity, cuts through confusion, brings you new mental clarity, brings you victory, success, and, you know, the ability to move forward, because now you know where you're going, right? And once you see it, once you know it, it cannot become unseen or unknown. You will move forward with gentleness, with grace, but also with a lot of personal power and strength. And you might be overcoming some old negative thoughts or old patterns, you know, that might be coming up this week. But I really feel like your spiritual connection is going to get you through that. So if you start feeling that way, don't hesitate to reach out to the divine. That's what that Ace of Cups is coming through. It's like, Pisces, if you just give us a little, we'll give you a lot. So it's a beautiful flow this week for you. Let's get an affirmation on this for our Pisces, please. Nice, very nice. Such a powerful energy too. Our Black Jaguar, the Old Soul. Yes, very spiritual feeling, which really lines up with you guys. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. So absolutely beautiful there, Pisces. I really love that one for you. It's a beautiful card. Beautiful messages. This was a great night. I knew it would be good with Saturn going in our direct motion. I just feel it. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. We're going in a good direction here, guys. Hey there, Vampy. Good to see you out there. Hope you've been having a good night. Hope y'all are awesome. I think I've just got one person on my list for tonight, because I think the other donation from Tasha was a donation. It wasn't for a read. So thank you for that. Yes. Oh, is it raining up there, David? It's a little, it's humid down here, but it hasn't been raining. It's actually been really clear. HW, yeah. Let me take a real quick break, guys. I'm gonna just clear the cards and go run quickly to the restroom, and I'll bring out my tarot, and then we'll get into our personal questions. I'll be right back, guys. what we got. So HW, let me know what your question is. I am ready for you. And if there's anybody else who is interested in getting on the list for a personal question, I do have time open. So let me know, let me or Gwen know, and we'll get you in if you are interested in doing that. Will there be relocation for my family and I over the next 12 to 18 months? Gem, Sun, Capricorn, Moon, Taurus, Rising. Well, it could be even sooner than that. That's just, you know, what I'm feeling right off the bat for that, just because of everything that's moving forward right now, especially when it comes to your Capricorn moon. Because Pluto's in Capricorn, it started going direct, Saturn's going direct, Jupiter's going direct. I think that if it happens, it'll either be within the next 7 months, or like, you know, like next year at this time. I could see that happening too, because by the time that we hit around this time next year, we'll be in the same kind of pattern with all those planets coming out of the retrograde. So yeah, it could either be like over this next 7 months, or like you said, I could definitely see it going into that 12 to 18. Let's get some oracle on this. I'll do some angel answer cards, because I love those for those kind of yes or no questions. But I would say that that kind of timeline is very positive for moving. So let's see what we've got. Dear spirits, guardians, guides, angels, ancestors. Let's see what we have for our HW in the chat tonight. Let's see what she has around this question of relocation in the next 12 to 18 months for her and her family, please. I see blessings and empowerment off of these two, off the top and the bottom of the spellcasting oracle. So I feel like there's just a lot of good things coming your way. And on the bottom, it's really about empowerment. And look at these full moons that are going on in both of these cards. I feel like this is sort of like that culmination. It's like all the good things are coming together, and that may be very much one of them. I also have to point out that right under that empowerment card was also the travel card. I just saw that and I was like, yeah, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. Because travel is involved in this. Let's see what we have in the Angel Answers card around this move. Will this happen in the next 12 to 18 months? Or will it be sooner? Could be sooner. We just don't know quite yet. Okay, with that empowerment card, it really is. It says it's up to you. Like, this could go either way. If you don't want to do it, nothing's going to make you do it, right? It's not like this is being forced upon you. It really is like balls in your court. You're the one that has to make this happen or move things forward. And then in the center, we have Ask Your Angels. So I would definitely kind of, you know, like I said, we have those big full moons. It's like there's that feeling of really getting in touch with the divine and your own intuition. So it's like, you know, it's really, you've got to fill this one out a little bit and notice the signs, notice the synchronicities of things coming together. We also have recovery. So there is something around recovery or healing that's going on, and maybe it's you or someone in your family that needs a little bit of time to heal or recover before making a really big move. That's a possibility there. Or you may feel that where you end up moving allows you to do that healing work a little bit better than where you currently are. But on the bottom it says don't stop. You know, so I wouldn't give up on the idea, right? I would definitely explore it all the way through, but I feel like the ball is in your court. This is not saying like a definite yes or no, so I feel like it's really very much up to you in the way that you want to manifest this. You know, this is like your personal project almost. Nobody's going to make you do it or not do it. Let's get into a tarot reading for you. Let's see what's coming out there. Let's see what we have around this move. What kind of energy or story unfolds here? It looks pretty nice. I think what's really on your mind, or maybe your family's mind, is you may really be feeling like, if I go to this new place, it's going to be a much better potential for income, much better potential for education, for going where I want to go. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it feels very positive here with this Ace of Pentacles at the center of the Celtic cross. Windfall of abundance, wise counsel, good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, lucrative contracts, significant purchase like a home or vehicle. You know, it feels like you have a very positive feeling about it. Yeah, well, I would say that if you want to, you can, because of that card of being, it's up to you, that card of personal empowerment. You know, that's all it takes, is a confidence and a can-do spirit on this. And I think it feels really good. And it feels like, I don't know, it just feels like everybody wants this, and that it's going to be something, you know, where maybe you make better friends, better connections. It just gives you a feeling of joy. It gives you a feeling of, you know, accomplishment and like good times ahead and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, coming from the immediate past, we've got the Emperor. This is Aries energy. It's about leadership, going after what you want. So I really do feel like in this immediate past, yeah, that could be the offers coming in for sure. But it's definitely that feeling of like accepting a leadership role. Like there's this offer to say, do you want to take charge of some kind of situation? Do you want to accept this, right? Might be more responsibilities, but it's like you're ready for it. The Emperor wouldn't come in if you weren't ready for it. It's like you've been through some things already, and you know how to handle yourself. Yeah, I mean, that's big, new doors opening. This is definitely that offer. Take care, David. Have a good night. Two of Wands, right? Also Aries energy. The beginnings of something new. Both of these. Definite beginnings of something new. And, you know, Two of Wands is also that contemplation card. It's like, ooh, I got this offer. Where do I want to move? Where do I want to go? Going into the immediate future is the Knight of Swords. So I do think you'll continue to pursue, to talk about, to discuss. You know, parts of it might make you feel a little nervous or a little bit like, oh gosh, you know, it's going to be a big change. But it's like, I don't think your nervousness or any of that would prevent you from moving forward, right? And it might move forward faster than you think, because that Knight of Swords is pretty rapid. That's why I said, you know, you could wait for a year and a half, but if you really wanted to do it in the next 5 to 7, you could. I get that feeling here. Again, it's up to you, right? It's up to you. And, you know, Nine of Pentacles, yet again, it really is about like better opportunities. That's really what it is. It feels like this would be a better place to have a job, a better place to start a business, a better place to achieve my goals. That's what it feels like, you know. On the bottom, yes, the subconscious is the Six of Cups. And so I would say that, you know, in your heart, like you're kind of, the thing you might be contemplating is nostalgia, memories you've built up where you are currently and how that might make you feel, you know, in the depths. This is that stuff, you know. It can be romanticizing how things used to be, revisiting the old dreams and ideas. You have those, it's a reminiscing feeling inside. That might be why you're almost wanting to move slower. But you don't have to move slower if you don't want to. That's the truth. Yeah, you're really doing that intuitive work. Like, you're feeling those feelings. You are the high priestess. There's that moon energy. Yeah. I think inside, yeah, you're feeling a little nostalgic, a little sentimental. You know, it's sort of like, I don't know, maybe that's where your kids grew up, or maybe that's where you grew up, or maybe, there, you know, there's something connected to the past there that kind of makes you feel some sort of way, you know, there really is that thing. But on the top, crowning the spread, message from Spirit, is this Queen of Wands. It's this Leo energy. So it's kind of reminding you, it's like, I think you can flourish wherever you are, but it is that like bold, bright, creative spark. It's that confidence. Yeah, yeah. If you've got some history there, sure. It can make you have those kind of like, oh, but I remember this and I remember that, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's just what's driving you. You know, that Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, it's like, it's really what's driving you is I want to manifest these wishes, these dreams, these hopes. And it's like, you know, getting up the confidence and the courage to just do it, right? And if everybody's sort of in agreement, it feels very positive to me. So let's get a suggested approach on this. Wise counselor, you know, this comes up. So I would say that if you're feeling in any doubt, if you feel like you need to sort of really look into all the details, you know, get all the information that you can before making a decision, we've got that Hierophant card, the wise counselor, the high priest. And you might really want to seek the help or the counsel of somebody that can really give you more information about something, give you all the ins and outs and what you can really expect once you go there. It's interesting, you know, you're aligning with that high priestess energy, and the suggested approach is the high priest. So it's like you're really seeking out people with knowledge, with wisdom, to see what, you know, what you can really find out. I feel like that would actually set your whatever misgivings or whatever, you know, fears you might have about it, that'll be set quite to rest if you talk to somebody that really knows what's going on. That can really tell you what to expect. Yeah, work with the community, because we've got the Three of Pentacles. I wouldn't go it alone. You know, talk to people that are already living there or already working there. You know, and also, yeah, talk to your friends, talk to people that give good advice or know more about it, because the Three of Pentacles is everybody working together towards that common goal for the better of all. It's very nice energy. So let's get a potential outcome here for you. Yeah, I feel like, gosh, you got a lot on your mind. You really do have a lot on your mind with this Nine of Swords. I don't want it to turn, you know, I don't want you to turn it into something that, you know, becomes a bit of a negative, you know, because you're so worried about what's going to come, right? You know, many times that Nine of Swords is unfounded fears, expecting the worst, you know, and then creating that self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. So don't let worries grow out of proportion to the situation. If you feel like that's happening, it's time to refocus your thoughts. And we have the Knight of Cups. So yeah, it's just, to me, it's like instead of getting too much into your head, it's like you really want to lead with your heart, right? Where is your heart and soul leading you? Not where the worried mind, because the worried mind, it doesn't help us out. On the bottom, though, is the Sun. very positive, super positive card, and the Ten of Wands. So I really do feel that you are getting things collected. This is the end of a burdensome cycle coming to an end. And I feel like you're kind of wrapping things up where you are. It may feel like a heavy cycle in some ways, you know, until you make that decision to go forward. But yeah, overall, I feel like this is incredibly positive. I really do. You know, it's something that could open up a lot of doors and give you a lot of new opportunities and experiences for growth and for, you know, wishes coming true. So overall, it's a nice feeling. Nice feeling here. Let's get a little making magic card on this for you. Let's get a little affirmation. Oh, that's such a nice card. This is actually one of my favorites. From this deck, the Abracadabra with Wings. Yes, fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. It's one of the nicest. It really is. And on the bottom, we had the Little Luxuries card. Generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. So it's a really good feel. I just feel like this is a big manifestation reading. You know, the only kind of difficult card in there, you know, or really, you know, that are a little more challenging, or maybe that Knight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, because they are, you know, they are thinkers, and they are, you know, those energies that can really get into worries, doubts, anxieties, fears, the sleepless nights. You know, it's like you're tired, you lay down, and then it's like all the what ifs come up. You're like, oh, what about that? What about this? And oh my gosh, what if that happens? You know, it's all of that. So just keep that in mind, or don't keep it in the mind. You know, you don't want to let the mind run away with you. Well, it's the Gemini thing too. I mean, you know, Gemini and Virgo definitely think we're, you know, they do that because of the Mercury. And, you know, I think that, you know, these Mercury retrograde cycles, like what we're in right now, of course, these are times when you're really going into that mode of review, you know, kind of reworking it in your mind and, you know, kind of hashing it out. You know, we need those retrogrades because they help us to kind of pull our mind back in and kind of rework, rethink, refresh, refocus. And then once we're done with that, we go back and kind of take what we've experienced and learned and use it going forward. So it's not bad. It's not bad. But yes, it is very much a question of like confidence. It's up to you. It's that sort of empowerment, because if you want to do it, you can do it. But if you don't really want to do it, it won't happen, right? It's that kind of thing. Very much. So you're welcome. Good luck. So Gwen, do we have anybody else on the list, or are we done? I think we might be done, actually. I think I'm going to take a little nap or something. I'm sleepy. Waiting for Saturn to turn direct. That's what I'm doing right now. Waiting for Saturn. Oh, you did? Awesome. Gwen, what is your question? If you have one. If it was just a donation, then thanks all the same. But if you have a question, let me know. I'll write you down. Oh, wow. That's an interesting combo. I've definitely known people So we're in that combo. It's very interesting. I have to say it is, because the Gemini energy is so like light and social and airy, and the Scorpio is so deep. Yeah. I actually, it's funny. When I was living in Oregon, I always went there. I have a favorite Chinese restaurant. If anybody gets to Portland, Oregon, go down to the Royal Panda. Excellent, excellent restaurant. And it's a husband and wife that run it. They've been together for many, many years. And she's a Gemini and he's a Scorpio. And you can absolutely tell. It is unbelievable. Like, she's definitely the social aspect of the restaurant. She's out there talking to folks, greeting people, very interactive, you know, all that. And he's very much like the power behind the scenes. Like, he's back there getting stuff done in the kitchen and just taking care of the, you know, and it's like, oh my goodness. The only thing that I can say about that sort of dynamic that can be tough is that, and of course, you know, this is more than just a sun sign. We're so much more than that. You know, you got to look at the moon, the Venus, all that stuff. And you've got to realize that, you know, Gemini energy can always have that duality. It is a dual sign. They do have two sides. They always do. And they may not have, unless they have, you know, other placements in the chart that create more of that stability, most of them will eventually get bored. That's the trouble that happens with a lot of Gemini folks. Or it's just like they're not on the same frequency. Like, Scorpios really need depth. Like, they need emotional depth. Ugh. Like, almost too much, you know? And air signs have a hard time providing that to a degree because they're lighter. They're a different frequency. They're the frequency of communication and thought, right? And water signs are the frequency of emotion and depth. And, you know, and Scorpio just, I mean, they're so deep. And they can have a duality too. Boy, one of the hardest relationships I ever had was with a Scorpio. I mean, it was heaven or hell. It's like it was either really great or it was really bad. And you know, they can be a lot. They can absolutely be a lot. Oh, Geminis always are. I hate to say it. They're the teenager of the zodiac. You know, Gemini is Peter Pan. They never totally grow up. They've always got that little twinkle in their eye. They do. It's interesting, like HW, she's a Gemini, but she got that Capricorn moon. I tell you, that'll make you a lot more serious. Make you a lot more serious with that Cap moon. You know, like I said, it has a lot to do with our whole chart. But yeah, on the pure solar energy, sure. Gemini is light, it's fluffy, it's the teenager, they like to party, you know. They do. And they never completely grow old, right? Which is kind of charming, I have to admit. Like, I'll never forget, I once met this really old dude. This is a long time ago. And he had been a martial arts teacher. Like, his whole life, that's what he had done. And I just remember having this really fun conversation with him. And I was, you know, into astrology, and I was like, I just looked at him, and it's like, no matter, he was an old guy, but boy, he had the twinkle in his eyes, and I said, you are a Gemini, aren't you? And he just like, yeah. I was like, you could just see it. You could just see it. There was that childlike spirit in there, regardless of age, that was just never going to be squashed, you know. And in a way, that's just a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. I can't help but love that, you know. You know, but Gemini's motto is I experience. And they do, you know, for the most part. They take a while to really truly settle down if they're going to, because they want to experience a lot of things in life. They're like, I want to do this, I want to see that. And, you know, I would say that overall, like, female Geminis have more ability to ground than the males, but that's not always true either. You know, it's very much about the individual. You know, it's like we can really generalize about signs, but when it comes down to, you know, really reading somebody's chart or their energy or their compatibility, it really is about the whole and how it interacts, you know. Every couple is going to have things in their dynamic that are challenging and positive all at the same time, right? You know, some more negatives than positives, right? You know, some more positives than negatives. It just depends on the people, but usually it's a mix. It's a mixed bag. We get some tough things, we get some very nice things, and we just have to make it work, you know, maximize the good stuff and minimize the negative. So let's look at what we've got for him and the Gemini. You know, and not for nothing, but it takes two to tango, and I tell you, tangoing with a Scorpio is not for the faint of heart. It just isn't. Y'all are a lot. Y'all Scorpios are a lot. And I say that as a Capricorn. We can handle a lot, but dang, Scorpios. Woo! They bring the heat. They bring the intensity. Like, you cannot, like, you think that that's not going to be that way. You think, oh, they're so composed and so, oh boy, you wait till you get in there and it's like, holy cow, you guys are intense. You guys don't play. Like, you, yes. Still my favorite sign, though. Still my favorite sign. Love Scorpios. I love them. I've had my bad times with some of them, but I still love the crap out of my Scorpios. They're wonderful. I do. You know, Capricorn and Scorpio has an affinity. Yeah. All right. So, dear spirits, angels, guardians, guides, let's see what we have for the Scorpio and the Gemini. Let's see what we've got. You know exactly what we're talking about, so we want to see what is coming up with this relationship dynamic, please. Anything that Miss Gwen should be aware of. Oof, yeah, come at it with a mixture of this compassion and life purpose. It's kind of telling you, I think, to have a lot of compassion, because there is something about this relationship that, you know, has to do with his life path, right? It's just part of the life path. All of our relationships are, you know, they're part of our life path, our purpose, our journey, our learning curve, whatever it is we're getting through. So I would come at it from that place of compassion as much as possible, even if that's a little bit hard. Definite Earth Mother energy there, you know, and Virgo to me is a very Earth Mothery kind of energy. Let's get some tarot. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like, oh yeah, oh boy. I think this person is a soul connection for him, right? I do. I don't think that it's not, because we've got this Two of Cups right in the center. I do think it is a soul connection or contract of some kind, right? That's no getting around that. And I don't think he's going to give up on it immediately. I don't think, you know, but eventually, very possible. Yeah, let's get a clarifier on this Two of Cups, please. Yeah, King of Swords. I mean, I think that there's going to be a real talking it out. This is Aquarius energy. This is somebody that wants to make a rational, logical choice about a relationship or about their life and where they're going. you know, so he might actually be sort of like really thinking this over right now. Like, is this a good person for me to continue my life path with? You know, in the immediate past, I think it might have been going pretty well because we've got the Six of Wands. So, you know, I think that it hasn't been all bad for sure. Six of Wands is a very nice card. Let's see what we have clarifying that. High Priestess, yeah. No, I think it was a good connection in the beginning. Or at least, you know, it has been pretty good. You know, it has been pretty intuitive and in tune and successful. But going into the immediate future, we have the Eight of Cups, and this is that leaving behind something that's not emotionally or spiritually fulfilling, right? It's not an easy leaving behind, usually. So, you know, like I said, this could be something where, you know, there's really a kind of thinking over the future potential of the relationship, which may potentially lead to letting it go or taking a break, you know, because the Eight of Cups is that kind of feeling. Four of Pentacles. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be an easy one. Like I said, I don't think he's going to let it go easily if he does. Four of Pentacles. He's really afraid to let it go. It's a security thing, partly. He's afraid he's not going to find anybody better, which is a pretty normal fear when we're considering, you know, ending a relationship. And he's holding on to it in the heart space, you know, with that card. It's like, oh, you know, they're wondering, will I find something better? Should I just try to work with what I've already got here? There's going to be a lot of considering. It's not just going to happen overnight. That's kind of what I feel. Unless he really steps into that King of Swords and just goes whack, cut it off. Yeah. Yeah. On the subconscious, we've got the Three of Cups. So I feel like, you know, deep in his heart, like deep in the subconscious, you know, I feel like what the real desire is to be happy, right? It's really to be happy, maybe to try to recapture those good times. Friends could be involved. And I don't know if alcohol is involved, but occasionally the Three of Cups can be, you know, drinking a little too much. With or without your friends, you know, that's a little bit more of the negative side of that. But, you know, subconsciously, it's like there really is that, like, desire for happiness, you know, for good news, for good things to come through. Let's get a clarifier on the Three of Cups, please. And the Queen of Cups. Oh, yeah, there's the Scorpio. Yeah. Queen of Cups. There's the Scorpio. I mean, he's really pondering this stuff. And I really, you know, Queen of Cups to me is so much about personal boundaries and honoring those. You know, she is the queen that keeps the lid on the cup and is, you know, I don't know if it involved friends or people that were partying or something. I don't know if he was there, if she was there. I'm not sure, but there's, you know, and it's sort of like, I almost feel like something went down, and it's like that Queen of Cups, the clarifier on that is like, it makes it, like, I literally, from his perspective, is like, this makes me feel like I need to be careful. This makes me feel like I need to back up a little bit and decide if this is the kind of friend circle that I want in my life. If that makes sense. It's sort of like it takes on a bigger ramification than just like the individual. It's just how I'm feeling. It's like, is this really what I want for my life and the kind of people I associate with? It's just, I don't know why I'm getting that. But that's something that just feels really strong, like channeled message. On the top, crowning the spread, is the Queen of Swords. So we have the King and the Queen in here. And she is an air sign. You know, I mean, it's like, it's really strong in this reading, you know. this is a hard one because I do feel like there is some kind of connection here. You know, I do. Yeah, her family heavily involved. Right. Yeah. There's somebody in there. Yeah, there's definitely like some kind of group that may not be the greatest, and he's kind of going, ugh. Or it's just, yeah. But the top, yeah, Queen of Swords. So I feel like, you know, it's, and of course with that, it's that Libra Queen where it's really like, you know, the head and the heart. The head and the heart. You know, he's getting the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is the heart, and the Queen of Swords is the head. You know, but this can be, you know, this is that message from Spirit. It's like releasing situations or people that aren't good for you, seeing humor in difficult times, a focus on career, focus on your own life kind of thing. Because we know Queen of Swords, she cuts things out that aren't good for her, right? An unnecessary drama, you know, and we've got both the King and the Queen. And I feel like, you know, he doesn't want that dramatic stuff. Right, that's the trouble. That's the trouble. And, you know, I hate to say it with a Scorpio, it's almost impossible for them to avoid some degree of dramatic stuff in their life because they are a sign that goes through heavy transformational cycles, and they kind of just have to do it. They have to do those death cycles sometimes. It's part of their path. They have to do that burning down to the ashes to rise like the phoenix. Yeah, he's really caught up in his head about this. Spirit's really acknowledging it. It's, you know, there's a lot of overthinking here going on. I think he feels really trapped right now. That's what I think. I think he feels genuinely like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. That's honestly what it feels like. And it's really hard for him to move right now, even if he kind of feels like maybe he should. It's hard for him to, because he's kind of stuck by a couple of things. Part of it is, yes, the old fear of, will I find somebody better? How long will that take? I don't really want to be alone. I still do really care. Can I make this work? Can I salvage it? You know. But if it's a massive betrayal, I'll tell you, Scorpio just won't get over it. Not really. They're very typical with Capricorns. They take honesty, sincerity, fidelity very seriously. And if they feel like somebody has betrayed that, they don't really want to deal with it anymore. Even if they give it a go for a while, it's just something that's going to be really hard for them to get out of their system. On the whole, yeah. Let's get a suggested approach. Here's the High Priestess again. You know, this to me is seeking intuitive wisdom and counsel. I don't think it's really time to act just yet. I think that he's going to have to really mull this over for a while, meditate, reflect, turn inward to discover the truth. It's not the time for action. Not just yet. He's in a holding pattern right now over this. He's really overthinking it, which of course I think is kind of normal when you're going through something like this. And he's contemplating letting it go, but he's not sure how to do it. Yeah. Or if he should. It's very much in flux right now. And we are in a Mercury retrograde too. So let's clarify. High Priestess, please. He'll talk to you, but I don't know if I would expect a whole lot of info. Like, I just feel like he's in a place where it's like, he's doing that scorpion thing. He's hiding under the rock. He's, you know, not going to be talking to a whole lot of people. Knight of Cups, right? So I think there is going to be some emotional offer, conversation, movement forward or backward. There's going to be something. And I think he's contemplating that. I think he's like contemplating his next move. It's like, which way should I go when it comes to my heart? Which way should I take this? What should I say? What should I do? Let's see what the potential outcome here is. It is the Lovers. It is the Gemini. He might choose to stay with it for a little while longer. That's my feeling with that card. You know, it's hard for a Scorpio to unroot once they're rooted, even if they're not the happiest. That's a toughie. I think he'll try to make it work out. That's what I honestly think. I think he's going to try to make it work out because we got the Lovers and we got the Ace of Pentacles. You know, this could potentially be somebody better coming in, but considering it's a Gemini that we're reading about, I think he's going to try to make it work. Don't quote me on it because, you know, this is being done during a retrograde, but I don't think he really wants to have to leave. You just got to let him do what he needs to do, whether you like it or not. That's the way it goes. Yeah. I get a feeling he's going to give us another go in the outcome. Or she might really apologize. I don't know. I don't know about that part. I think he's up in his head right now. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I would say too, Gwen. You know, it's a mutual effort. Let's get some angel answers on this. Let's see if we can get anything from this deck. Will this one work out? Will this one work out? Let's see. Let's see what we got. Well, yeah. I think there's definitely a connection there. There's definitely love. There's romance. But we have not the right time. And we have the big no. You know, on the question of will this eventually work out. So, you know, as always, take these with a grain of salt. But, you know, that's what it feels right now. I do think he's going to give it a second shot. I do think they will. I do think that they will. You know, I don't think that they're just going to call it quits just yet. But ultimately, we got the no on there. And I will say, these freaking cards, I don't know, every time I use them on something, they're pretty accurate. I've used them for myself. I've used them for other people, for relationships, and it always ends up panning out that way. I'm like, oh man, okay. So we'll see. But I don't think it's gonna happen overnight. I think this is gonna take a little time. Maybe, maybe not, you know, and because honestly, when I see that, to me, that feels like someone proposing. It really does, because Ace of Pentacles, like somebody giving someone a gift. When it's on the Lovers, it's like, oh, you know, I'll be totally honest with that. That's, you know, that could be a proposal card. And, you know, it's like people need to understand that a proposal doesn't always fix things, right? It doesn't always fix things. Sometimes it is what's needed. Sometimes it is because someone's sitting there going, we've been together for this many years and you still don't want to commit, and they're getting hurt by it, right? So sometimes it is the thing, you know, like go ahead and fish or cut bait. You know, you've got to do one or the other. But yeah. Do you feel comfortable disclosing what exactly happened? Because I can feel it. I mean, but I don't know the gory details. Yeah. Sometimes they probably spare me the gory details. Yeah. Yeah. Alcohol. Never a good thing. Yeah. So she's kind of abusive, or just gets, yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah. You know, my feeling always in relationships, if something's meant to work out, people will work it out. If it's not meant to be worked out, it won't work out, right? Right. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, mental health is no joke, and I would say all Geminis are just naturally a little touch bipolar just because of their sign. They have that duality to them, and sometimes it can be really strong. Like sometimes it can be an actual thing, like actual chemical imbalance. Um hmm. It makes me really wonder. It's like if she had good, you know, therapy, counseling, and maybe medication or something to help her out. That's really important. And I would also say that in cases of anything, you know, where mental illness is a factor, you know, alcohol can certainly be something that you don't want to play with. It just makes everything worse. You know, if, you know, I think you said that was involved. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Well, because emotional abuse is a lot harder to quantify. It's easy to say if somebody like throws a punch at you or, you know, does something like that. It's like it's a lot easier to sort it out. But if, you know, emotional abuse is so much harder to categorize because there's no physical manifestation. It's just what's going on in the mind and in the emotions and the communication. Yes, I would agree. I would agree, Gwen. And honestly, I feel like in all relationships, counseling is always a great idea, even if you're not actively having problems. Why wait till you're having problems, right? Go ahead and have regular counseling and talk things out. It really helps to air stuff and just keeps things from getting toxic. Right. And that's a little bit narcissistic, right? To never be willing to kind of look at your own stuff. You have to be willing to look at your own stuff too. You know, that's tough. That's tough if you're dealing with someone who doesn't think they're ever wrong. Because it's like, I assure you, honey, we're all wrong sometimes. Even Capricorns. Even Capricorns. You know, we've been wrong at least once. Yeah, see that's what gets interesting, Gwen, is it wasn't even like some big huge hot button thing, which kind of does make you think there was some kind of either underlying thing that was building up or yeah. That's tough. I hope he'll do the right thing because, you know, it's like he's got to really look at it. And I think he is. I think he is as much as he can. But it's tough when your emotions are involved. You know how that is when you love somebody, even if you know they're not the best, you know. Mother called him a narcissist. I've only known. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely just say, you know, we gotta get some counseling, some therapy. That's always good for Scorpios anyway. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, it's helpful for Scorpios, but of course I do feel like when you're in a couple, it's like you kind of both need it for yourself, but then you need it together too, you know. Um Take care, HW. Have a great night. Mhm. Yeah, these two came up, the Philosopher's Stone and the Earth element. There's definitely a need to get grounded and stable in spite of the chaos and things like that. Yeah, and then on the top, the Philosopher's Stone. So yeah, powerful manifestation of wishes and goals by harnessing universal energy. I feel like that's, the philosopher, the thinker, the contemplation. It needs to happen. That's really what it is. Yeah. It's tough. It's really tough. And, people have to go through their cycles. They have to learn their own lessons. And, it reminds me of my dad. He's like, you want to learn it the easy way or the hard way? I swear. Oh, people. We're tough. We're tough. We hit our head against a rock till we just can't hit it anymore. Ooh, Saturn went direct. It's after 10/17 now. It is officially direct. Yeah. Oh, Scorpios always do. They don't. Mm-mm. They gotta burn down at least once or twice before they start to kind of go, oh. Yeah, Capricorns aren't any better. We have to really, yeah. But yeah, you know, hopefully things will turn out with a peaceful resolution no matter how it comes out, you know. So, but I do think that can be one of the hardest signs, at least for me. Like it's funny. People think it's shallow or weird, but there are certain signs I would never have considered in my life for dating or marriage. Yeah. I don't know if I'd feel too scared for him. I think he can handle himself. Um, I think it's more just, it's really sort of like just wanting him to have the ability and the strength to do what's right for himself. And sometimes that literally just doesn't happen until someone kind of falls out of love or infatuation with the person. And sometimes that can take a really long time. That was the way it was for me in one of my roughest relationship experiences. Like I couldn't leave, even though I wanted to, I needed to for years, but I just couldn't until I just really, it took a while, but I eventually lost that feeling for them. I just didn't, like after a while, I just didn't even have any care anymore. The love was just gone because they had just, you know, beaten it out of me, emotionally. It was just I couldn't love them anymore because they had just treated me so mean for so many years. It was like after a while you're like, I don't even like you anymore. Like you're just not nice, you know? And sometimes that's kind of what it takes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is tough, Gwen. If it's that, like I said, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like this is a soul connection. There's no, there's a lot of that in in that read. And that's why it's a tough one. That's why he's just going back and forth in his mind. And it might take that kind of time. It might get to be to that point where it's like he eventually, you know, eventually just has to get over it. But there's no way to tell somebody how long that's going to take for them. It's tough, you know. Trust me, you know, it's tough to go through it, and it's also tough to be on the outside looking in. And really all you can do is be supportive and just let them know, I'm going to love you and be here for you no matter what you decide or do. You know, it's really it. My parents had to do that for me. They didn't tell me what to do. You know, they didn't manipulate or anything. You know, but I knew my dad didn't like the situation that I used to be in. I know that. He let me know that, but he also wasn't going to tell me to leave or what to do, right? He let his feelings be known, but he wasn't like, oh, if you don't stop seeing him, I won't talk to you anymore. It was nothing like that, ever, you know. Because, you know, he's an adult. You know, he's going to do what he's going to do. That's the way it is. Yeah, see, that I wouldn't want to get drawn into any sort of drama. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, no, 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 no. I'd be like, you all can keep, you know, your Jerry Springer drama over there. I'm not gonna, no, I wouldn't get pulled into that either. I would definitely put a boundary there. I'd be like, yeah, that's where I draw the line. That's absolutely where I would draw the line. I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna engage in that. I'm not gonna be throwing my shoe at you crying on the lawn. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, understandable for sure. All right, sweetie, well, take care. Yeah, no, that's not okay. Yeah. I am gonna get something to eat and get some rest, absolutely. So I'll talk to you soon, sweetheart. Thank you so much, everyone that's been here tonight, and I will see you all soon. Take care.